Hi guys, Ryuu here from Blender Bros, and in this video I'm gonna show you how you can very easily model something simple but powerful in order to spice up your portfolio. Let's go. So we're gonna be modeling something really simple, but at the same time it's gonna look cool, and I'll show you how little you need in order to create something awesome for your portfolio, okay? So we're gonna create a cube here, and we're going to, scale this on Z-axis a bit, and maybe a little bit on Y, and make it a little bit thinner like that. This is kind of cool. Now what I want to do now is I want to sort of scale this front face here on X-axis. So S-axis and scale it a little bit like that, okay? Cool. I'm gonna go to box color, press D, go to N-gon, and you need to have this option enabled under Shift V menu. You need to enable this view align ortho. So this will allow you to go to orthographic view and actually cut in orthographic alignment without having to switch to view mode, okay? It's kind of very convenient. So here what we're going to do is we're going to cut a shape here inside of this, selection. So here, let's go up here, let's go here, and then let's go down, and let's go down here, and maybe like this, and like this here, a little bit this way, and boom. And we're going to press X / space to apply it, and remove this outside, the outer bit. Yep, just a quick interjection here. We have a fantastic free course for anyone who would like to progress in the knowledge of Blender. It's called Hard Surface Jumpstart. It's free, it's on our website, link in the description, and it will teach you so much about hard surface, give you such a nice boost to your studies that you will not believe it's free. Go ahead and grab it and enjoy. Cool, let's apply this. So let's go to operations, multiply. And now we're going to run some bevels, okay? So first of all, important thing is that you don't want to run bevels that are equal in terms of size. Let's go with 16, maybe 16 segments here. And then on top here, we're going to have a smaller bevel. So we can go maybe with like 10. You can see segments here in the bottom. So 10. This one could be larger, so we could go with maybe 14, kind of like that. Here too could be a little bit larger bevel, there's some kind of a double edge here. Let's just fix it very quickly. This is probably kind of remnant of the cutter here. Let's just bevel this, and then we have this one. It could be quite generous, and here, this could be more tight, like that. And you don't have to go really, crazy on these bevels here. It could be like maybe 10 segments or maybe 12. Here we could go with something a bit more juicy, like, 14. And these two could be kind of equal, okay? So something like this. You got different sizes of bevels all around, which looks kind of cool. This one could be a little bit more subtle. So now if you have a mesh machine, you can actually fix it very easily. You just select this bevel here, and you go here to refuse. And you can actually refuse it, right? So one more time, go here to refuse, and now you can, change the size, the amount of segments, let's say 16, and we can go to W to change the width, and we can make it a little bit more generous here, which is pretty cool. This one is all right, so it looks pretty awesome. Okay, so let's save this. So now, on top of that, I want to create a cut here in the middle. So let's go to D again. And we're going to do this with N-gon like that, okay? So we're going to grab that and run some like this. Press B for bevel. And let's just make sure we got 14 segments. Press X and click. Now, if you don't see that menu here, go here to Hard Ops and enable this box cutter notifications, okay? You're going to see that. This one is overlapping with this bevel here. You can see that, right? We don't want that, okay? So we're going to fix this. So F scroll, and we're going to fix this thing here. So we're going to bring this edge, bring this a little bit higher so it doesn't clash with this bevel here in the back, and that's good to go. Okay, cool. We're gonna apply that, so sharpen, and here sharpen, and actually let's mirror this as well, because it should be mirrored, and this one's going to be mirrored across this one with shift. There we go. And now we can actually apply this one in the middle. So click on the middle a bit and multiply. So now what we need to do here is we need to run some bevels, okay? So we're going to alt click with mesh machine, and we're going to run a bevel. Now, you can do it in many ways. You can literally just run a bevel, or you could just run a chamfer, or you could just, you know, go with offset cut. In this case, we're just going to run a bevel. Doesn't have to be super, you know, super massive. This is going to be okay. And here, we're going to do the same thing. So let's just, you know, apply this, click, alt, click, and we're just going to run a bevel, maybe a bit smaller than the one on the top. And you're going to get this awesome, you know, kind of effect here. Perfect. Let's just apply weight and normals. So I'll click on sharpen, alt click on sharpen. Here on the side, click, alt click. And we're going to run another bevel. Doesn't have to be super big. Can be kind of like this. And we're going to mirror it to the other side, okay? So there we go. This is a very basic shape so far. Now here in the front, we can create another cut. We're going to create cuts for our pipes. So we can go with a B and actually cut through the bevel. Now, when you cut through the bevel, you will notice that you're gonna, you know, have a problem with beveling this later on. In this case, it's actually working, but you can see that we got some pulls here and there. We could, you know, disable the loop slide, which will work, but at the same time, it's going to push our, you know, these supporting edges here, and it will change the entire curvature. So in this case, what I want to do is, first of all, we're going to recalculate sharpens because we have sharp edges here and there. We don't need them. So let's go to Object View, Q, and Shift Control click on Sharpen to recalculate sharp edges on the entire model. Hard ups will remove all the edges and apply them to all edges that actually need to be sharpened. And if you go to Control tilde menu, under General, you can actually see that every single edge above 30 degrees is going to get sharpened, okay? So these are definitely above 30, they're like 90 degrees, right? Cool. So this edge, click, alt, click, and we're gonna go to Y and offset cut. Now, if you don't see offset cut option, you need to go to Mesh Machine here under Preferences and Add-ons, and you need to enable experimental version of Mesh Machine, which is here in the bottom, okay? Enable that. Cool, so click, alt, click, and Y and offset cut. Now we're going to make this smaller, so hold shift and change the width here, just a little bit, okay? And you can also change the density of these quads by changing the factor. You can pull it up and down, okay? This is enough, so we're going to simply just bevel this, and, you know, we're good to go. And this is already mirrored, looking very clean, and we have no problems whatsoever, okay? Perfect. Now, when you run offset cut, you will notice sometimes shading problems like this. This is because, you know, you can see that these edges are not actually, you know, kind of matching together, so they sort of misaligned. But you can clean it very easily by going to Edge Mode, click, Alt, click, Y, and Boolean Cleanup. Now, when you move your mouse, you can connect them. Now, we do not move these ones in the middle, these, you know, these supporting beams, because they support the shading of the bevel. So when you scroll your mouse, you can actually change to side B. You can see side A, side B, and you want to actually, you know, connect these edges. Okay, so not these ones in the middle here, but the short ones, right? So one more time, go to Y, Boolean Cleanup, and when I move my mouse, I can scroll my mouse, boom, see that? The small ones are moving, and now I'm connecting them to the to this edge here in the middle. Now you have to be careful not to overdo it, because you might end up with a pokey like this one, so you gotta be careful. So you're gonna zoom out and again Boolean Cleanup and move your mouse not too much, because if you overdo it again, this happens. So move it back. There you go, and it's beautiful and clean. Shading is cleaned up, everything is peachy, no complaints. Perfect. So now let's cut out this side here, very easy. Alright, so we're going to cut it with angle. Now the trick here is to sort of maintain more or less the angles to, you know, go ahead and create kind of like a, you know, echoing sort of a situation. So you're echoing the edges, echoing the angles of the edges. Let's just scroll up here. So you see that, you know, this edge echoes this one, this edge echoes this angle, and this edge echoes this angle. Okay, makes sense? So we're not just creating any random edges or angles, but we're kind of staying within the theme of this, you know, of this device. Let's move it up a bit. So the distance between this edge here and this edge is kind of even all around here. So it's going to look a little bit better and more sort of tucked in. Also, we're going to leave a bit more space here beautiful empty space for some other things to work on. Now here we're going to shift that, so let's go here to settings, and we're going to shift click on sheet solid, which will basically create a solid cutter here. We're going to go here to operations and multiply. We need to apply the bevel here, so let's go here to bevel, and we're going to actually apply the bevel. Select this bit here on top, and we're going to bevel it like that, and then GX and move it in. And we're also gonna rotate it because, you know, this entire thing is rotated. So hold shift and just gonna rotate it. You can eyeball it, so no problem. Now this is mirrored, so this one has to be mirrored as well. Mirror this across and you're good to go. Okay, cool. So we got this going on. On top of that, we're going to create a simple shape here in the front. So let's go to cylinder, and we're gonna make it maybe 60. Okay, so it's gonna nice and smooth and sharpen. And when you create something for a portfolio, you don't have to worry about, you know, polygons. The more the better, because it's gonna be smoother. Let's just drop it somewhere here, make it a little bit wider than this shape. Control A, apply scale. Okay, and we're gonna go here, and we're going to apply sort of a nice bevel. Grab this one, you know, insert one more time, GX, and push it in. Okay, and we're going to bevel this. Grab this one, scale it, and extrude it, and we're gonna create here a chamfer. Okay, kind of like that. All right, cool. Oh, in fact, you know what? Screw it. Let's go with the bevel. So something really soft. Okay, cool, awesome. Now here, this one could be also beveled, maybe smaller bevel like this, and mirror to the other side, you know, and you're good to go. Okay, cool. We want to remove the sharp edges from bevels, from around bevels like this one, because you can see it creates this nasty edge. So click on this shape here and Control Shift click on sharpen, which will again recalculate sharp edges and remove them from places you don't need them. Cool, let's grab this bit here in the middle, Control R, let's split that with Control B, and we're going to Shift curve extract this. Alright, now that. Go to Q and Control click on sharpen to apply that. Click here, Alt click, and you know, we're going to bevel this and Alt X to the other side with mesh machine, and boom. Here on this cylinder, what we could do is create a slight indentation. We could actually move this one a bit off center, because you can see now that all these edges here are of the same width. You don't want that. GX, let's just offset it a little bit here, and let's just EM macro that like this, and then select it one more time, SX, and scale it in a little bit. And we're going to create two bevels in here. Okay, so Control B, scroll it, and you got nice and, you know, cool smooth bevel over there. Awesome. Now let's go here and click on this face, Shift S and to face. So we're gonna move a cursor to the face with machine tools. If you don't know how to use machine tools, I have an entire video on that, so go ahead and watch it. Grab a plane, go to vert mode, Shift 1, go to top view orthographic, EX, and extrude it in here. And now we're going to go to front view, and we're gonna or actually side view. I'm gonna create kind of a cool shape using, you know, easy, then front view and E, and go somewhere here, and then easy, and go, you know, somewhere here. Okay, and then GX, sorry, GY, move it in here, E, Y, move it here, and then E. Okay, and easy, right? We can grab all these points here. You could, you know, bevel them separately, but I can't be bothered. I'm just gonna do them en masse, so Shift Control B to bevel the vert, and then go here to Mesh Tools and Curve Extract, and we're going to press 1 for, or actually 2 for subdivision and S for smoothing. Scale it up a little bit. It's a bit too big, so let's just, you know, make it a bit thinner like that. I think this will do, although it could be a little bit thicker, to be honest. What we can do here, okay, is apply that. So, you know, a visual to mesh, grab this one, okay, and GX and move it in here. Split it like this, okay. Select it with Alt and scale it on all but X, so Shift X, okay, and scale it in. Increase them like that. Sharpen and bevel, and, you know, Bob John, cool. Mirror to the other side. You sort it, and you got this kind of a really cool sort of a device here. Okay, I'm not gonna be worried about the back, because, you know, we're gonna be shooting from here, so don't have to worry about it. Here on the side, we're gonna create something cool as well. There's a bit of pinching going on in here. Let me just see that. Yeah, a bit of pinching. So we could actually relax this, okay? So GG and move it in here. You know, GG and move it in here. GG and move it here. And GG. And just relax this a bit here. So it's not so tense, okay? You know what I mean? GG and move it here. And GG, right? And we're going to remove all these sharp edges, so unmark them. Boom. So could use a bit more resolution, so Control 1 to add some more resolutions. Here, to what you could do is actually remove these. So you could remove these, you know, to remove these edges here. So dissolve, and grab that and Control B, and kind of split it like that, and just, you know, manually bevel this. It might look a little bit better. But you could also just simply do the same thing, so, you know, kind of relax them, okay? So GG and move it in here. There's simply two collapse, okay? There was just too much geometry around, and they're gonna collapse. You could also use a fantastic tool from Machine Tools, which it comes with the paid version, and it allows you to sort of rotate a loop without changing a shape. Alt R, and you can rotate it like this. You can hold Control to level it, GZ, and move it in here. See what I mean? So you could do that. It's a fantastic tool. It comes with Deus Ex version. Like I said, I have a full 2 massive tutorials on, you know, Machine Tools. So go ahead and watch them, okay? Okay, now we got a bevel actually kicking in here, but I think we solved the problem. We could actually remove the bevel, right? Which will remove this issue, and we can bevel this manually here, okay? So let's go to occlude and select this and Control B, and there you go. Do it manually, so you don't have to worry about bevel actually catching some of these angles and beveling them. All right, here the same thing. We could, you know, grab that and sort of extrude it, and sort of, you know, grab this one, GG, go down, and here Alt R, we could actually rotate it like this. Okay, see that? It's a pretty cool tool, I'm telling you. This Deus Ex is amazing. And just scale this one, Shift Z to scale it like this, and then we could just simply grab that, you know, and bevel it, okay? Same here, you know, grab this one and just bevel it. And you're gonna get this kind of interesting shape here in the back, okay? Cool, so we got that going on, and the last thing we're gonna do is we're going to cut this here. So let's go to, actually, you know what we can do? We can actually grab a cylinder. So grab a cylinder. Let's make it 50. Okay, let's go here and let's just drop it somewhere here and go GX, move it outside, and let's apply sharpen. And here what we're gonna do, turn off this pass through. We're going to inset this and extrude it, right? But now we need some bevels, guys, okay? So first of all, we're gonna drop that GZ a little bit lower like that. We're going to bevel this. We're going to bevel this one. And we're going to bevel this one, and we're going to bevel the one on the top, okay? So, bevel, right? Cool. Now we're going to recalculate sharpen, and we're going to cut it, so difference. Now, since we have this shape really nicely cut out here, we can apply that, not the camera, we can apply the shape, right, with Control clicking on sharpen, click out, click, and now, if you wanted to run a bevel, you're not going to succeed because, you know, you're going to have these problems here, but we can use offset cut here, okay? So go here to offset cut, and this will solve our problem. We need to go a bit more dense here, so we can actually increase the factor, okay? Holding shift, there you go. And we could make this a little bit smaller. It doesn't have to be so insane, all right? So a bit smaller, kind of like that. One more time, a bit smaller, kind of like this, cool. Control B, and you know, you got yourself a nice bevel. Now this one, we need to clean up again, right? So Y, boolean clean up, and again connect this, the ones in the middle, don't overdo it, and everything's gonna be, you know, beautiful and clean. And you can create some really phenomenal, very soft bevels with ease using this tool. Now let's grab this cutter, okay? So Alt H, Shift 2, let's grab this cutter, okay? Let's make it a bit smaller, and shift click on shade solid, and let's just grab this. There we go, M and collection, shift 2. Perfect, mirror to the other side. And what we're gonna do here is we're going to simply add maybe like 2 loops here, and I'm gonna press Shift tilde. Now, if you don't have this shortcut, my custom shortcut, you can go to Select and go to Loops and select Boundary Loops. I have it bound to Shift tilde, right click, and you can assign shortcut, okay? So Shift tilde. It's a very, very convenient shortcut. You want to create shortcuts that are, you know, kind of close to your, you know, whatever your hand is, right? So all the shortcuts I'm using are kind of located in the area that's close to you know, Q and X and V and Z and all these keys that I'm using all the time, so I don't have to move my hand too much. It's very convenient, right? Cool. Now here, last thing what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add some bolts, and I'm gonna do this with hard ups and kit ups. So I'll click on Z loader, and these are free inserts for kit ups by Master Xeon, creator of hard ups and box cutter. You can get them on Gumroad. So go ahead and grab them, and I'm gonna grab the, one more time, I'm gonna grab the screw thing, this one, add insert, hover over, and just edit. And we can actually make it more smooth. Control 1 to add some subdivisions, scale it in, and we're gonna remove all these rubbish mats. And also, edit mode, select everything, Alt H. For some reason, some of the these elements are hidden. Now be careful, because this one is actually slanted, remember, right? So what you could do is go here to this menu here to snap to, change to face, and align rotation to target, G, and hold Control, you can snap it, right? So it's gonna snap to the surface, and then Shift D, hold Control, and you can stop it here, and we can have one more here on the bottom, all right, and one more offset here, somewhere here. Maybe we'll do, this one could be lower actually, like this. There we go, that kind of looks cool. Select all of them, right, and mirror to the other side, okay? Cool. So we kind of done modeling. Also here we could have some sort of a, you know, some kind of a support that's going to be running from this element inside. So let's just grab this loop here, and we're going to split it. And we're going to grab several loops here, maybe a few of them, like that, and extrude it with E. Okay, and let's just go here and G and move it in here, like this. Cool. And now what we need to do is we need to, you know, we need to bevel this, okay? So we're going to actually bevel this with a regular bevel, okay? Like that. And add weighted normals, and you can see that everything is perfect. So sometimes, you know, don't overthink it if you don't have to. Here we're gonna create a cutout. So let's grab a, you know, square, and we're going to cut this out like this. Press B for bevel, tab if it's gonna lock you out, and basically, you know, shift click to cut it through, but it's too deep, so we're going to, you know, move it out here like this, make it a little bit bigger, go to the front view and see how we're looking. SX to scale it, right, like this. GX, move it to the middle. GZ, move it to the bottom, like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to Control A and apply scale to fix the bevels all around, and this should do. Actually, this could be a little bit taller, so grab this face and, you know, move it up, kind of like this, maybe, to give it a bit of an opening here on the top as well. We're gonna add some cool textures to it, and I'll show you how you can do it very easily. So let's go to Shade Editor. Now for textures, we're gonna be using kit ups and also trim sheets. We're gonna be using definitely EV materials from Buy Cheap Waters for kit ups, and we're gonna be using Blender Bros trim sheets. You can get the trim sheets from our pack or by signing up for membership. There are some trim sheets available over there too. Some of our courses have trim sheets as well. Anyway, now for this to work, you need to download definitely EV materials, and you need to plug them into kit ups. So if you don't know how to do it, just watch one of my kit ups videos and it shows you how to do that. I actually have a video specifically on these mats, so watch that. And here we're going to choose this grime, so add mat. And here we're gonna add different grime, so we're gonna add this one, right? And we're gonna simply, you know, borrow mat. So click, shift click, and go here and copy mat. Click on these buggers, right? And, you know, copy mat. And the screws should also be the same as the, you know, as this one here, right? So, you know, copy mat. Here on the top, we got another cut just for fun. kind of like this, B, and you know, one more time, B, and let's just extrude it here, E, and extrude it, shift click, okay, and we're going to shift it to live, so settings, sheet solid, scale it in, and we're gonna move this in at an angle, so rotate it and GX and move it in, okay, kind of here, and we're going to apply that, and we're going to apply this one, so we're going to apply this one, operation spline apply, and we're going to run you know, a bevel here as well, so bevel here, right, and we're going to mirror this to the other side, okay, so mirror with mesh machine. I'm going to copy the mod here and copy this to the other side, boom. And this is a really cool, kind of a very simple device, right? Let's add some dirt to it because it's a bit boring, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to go to shade editor. And now we need to add dirt, okay? So there's a very easy way of adding dirt with GitHubs. Go to Q menu, asset loader, go to dirty node. And we're going to add first this newer dirty, okay? Now, what you want to do is you want to add insert, hover over, and right click to cancel, okay? Now, go to matte shade editor under object, select your object, shift A, go to group, and go to this dirty, and plug it in here, boom. Now, we're going to have to adjust it, but we're going to do it in a minute, okay? So, first of all, we have, you know, the dirt amount set to 0 and also AO set to 0, right? So let's just try to tweak that. Let's put a bit of AO and a bit of dirt, you know, a bit of dirt into it. And we're going to make to actually increase the amount of dirt just a little bit, right? Here like that. Now what we can do is change the value of the mud itself, okay? So we can change the value of the mud, make it a bit, you know, a bit darker. All right, and maybe a bit more saturated. Okay, cool. We're gonna copy that node, Control C to this one, okay, and plug it in. All right, and then we're gonna add another dirt on top of it. Okay, so watch. Let's go back to our asset loader and select this dirty up, and add insert and cancel. All right, select the mod, Shift A, group, and dirty up, and plug it in. That's one, and then we're gonna add the other one. So Q asset loader, and then dirty down, and add insert, hover, cancel, select the mod, shift A, group, and add the other one here, boom. Now you got two of them stacking together. So what we need to do now, you know, kind of ease off because you're kind of insane, right? So here with the dirty up, we're going to change the amount, you know, ease off a little bit, right, to make it dirty. And same on the top, you know, change the amount here. And in fact, we can change the dirt amount here as well to maybe something really small. Something like this. Here too, we're going to copy these two, so Control C and, you know, Control V, and we're going to plug them in here, both, yeah, so plug it in and plug it in. And you got a really nice, dirty sort of, you know, mechanical device going on. Oh, look at that, you know, it's like made in Substance Painter, right? Awesome. So we got that, but we need to spice it up a bit, okay? Let's add some decals. I'm gonna be using decals from my Japanese decal pack. They're actually, you know, original decals, real decals taken from different places in Japan, from, you know, all kinds of equipment like road building equipment, machinery, doors, stores, whatnot. I've been running for like a week, actually grabbing them. And the cool thing about these decals is that you have translations. So if you see a text here in Japanese, you can see actually a translation, right? For example, here is going to be hard surface, right? Or burn hazard, right? So, you know, really cool stuff. So we could add this one, okay? And let's just adjust it. This one is sawaruna, which means don't touch. This would be fantastic for girls' knickers. Here, and project it. And then we're gonna do a cool trick. We're gonna go here and change the alpha, because it's a little bit too, you know, too vivid, yeah. So you want to make them look like they were used and burned and all that. Look at that, looks awesome. So we got this, and here we could also add something cool. Let's say we could add, you know, one of these, okay, and put it somewhere here, and, you know, project it, and then drop alpha down, so we get something like this. On top of that, we could use trim sheets. So for example, this one, could select everything, go to D menu, and we could go to, let's say, trim sheet 7QM, which means it's, or maybe let's go to trim sheet 8. Now these trim sheets were textured in Quixel Mix. We'll hold Control and scroll through different options. Maybe we can find something cool. And this is pretty awesome. So we could go with something like this, kind of like a yellowish pipe. But to be honest, I wanna find something a bit more docile. Okay, so let's go with trim sheet 5. Just click on it and keep scrolling until you're gonna find something, you know, something that fits. This is not bad. Something like this will do, okay? Kind of cool, see what I mean? So you got that, and then we can actually run trim sheets on these. So you can go here and go to, for example, QM, or let's say this one, and alt click on it, and boom, you're done, okay? And here we can also, you know, select, let's say, this piece here and go to 4QM, and let's say click on that. Let's keep scrolling to this, boom, and then we can just mirror to the other side, and you're good to go. Same here. You could add some trim sheets on this. You could add some more decals. For example, we could add a decal here, somewhere here in this area, maybe a number of a device, you know, 450D, and put it somewhere here on the bottom and project it. And you want to do the same thing, okay? Now if you want to change a color on the decals, it's very easy. You just grab the surface to max, go here, reduce the SAT to 0, and then you can actually make it, for example, black, and go here and you just reduce the alpha, so it kind of looks like it's dirty and sort of, you know, on this machinery, right? So there you go, guys. A really simple way of creating some awesome, you know, models for your portfolio. And then all you need to do really is to just, you know, render it. Maybe this yellow color is a bit too dark. Let's go to this texture here, and let's just increase the value to something brighter. I think, you know, this is gonna be a bit better. All right, saturation, let's go back to 1, because I think it's a bit too insane. And there you go. Get a really awesome, dirty sort of looking, you know, machinery. When you render this properly, you can put on your portfolio, and you can see in about half an hour you can create some really cool original piece without much work to spice up your portfolio. Hope it helps you out, guys. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.